Okay, we're back at it with Jigsaw Jones, the case of the Marshmallow Monster. Kyle and I started a puzzle over break. So there's gonna be puzzle pieces in the way. It's a donut puzzle. My grandma actually started it and she said it was too hard for her, so she tried to see if we could do it. We really didn't get a lot done yet, just the outside. But anyway, the table's a little messy. Last week we ended on chapter 4. Nope, we ended on chapter 3. To build a fire. So the kids got there. Some of the group was talking about how the water was really fun and they missed it because they were trying to build their tents. And then Lucy's dad taught them how to build a proper fire. And then that's where we left off. Mr. Hitchcock was right about to tell some scary stories. Okay, and then it says they were going to make the greatest food on the planet, which was s'mores. All right, Mr. Hitchcock tells a story. Mr. Hitchcock wasn't green. I wonder what that means. And he didn't have a stem growing out of his head. But other than that, he looked exactly like a pear. Oh, that's why. They're saying he looks like a pear, but he's not actually green. With arms and legs naturally, Mr. Hitchcock had narrow shoulders and a wide stomach. His head was large and perfectly bald. His lower lip was thick, and he didn't appear to have a neck. He sat down with a heavy grunt, and we all watched him closely. 4-year-old Sally Ann Sims, who was the youngest kid on our trip, sat on the log between Mr. Hitchcock and Jasper Nguyen. I liked Sally Ann. She was a hurricane in lavender and pink. If you told Sally Ann a scary story, she would just shrug. Then she'd politely request, "More blood, please." What do you think that means if she requests more blood? It's kind of like she wants the story to be more scary. That's funny. Mr. Hitchcock shivered. He said loudly to no one in particular, "Well, I talked to the ranger. She said everything's been quiet. No sign of a lake creature, so I think we'll be safe." "Lake creature?" Danica Starling asked. Whoa, back up. Did you say lake creature? "Oh, never mind," Mr. Hitchcock said. He glanced nervously in the direction of the lake. "It's probably nothing. I doubt the stories are true." I have a feeling that he's just saying that to kind of scare them. What do you guys think? "What stories?" my brother Nick asked. "Yeah, what stories?" piped up Wingnut O'Brien. Wingnut, I wonder if that's his real name. And his best friend, Freddie Fenderbank. Wingnut and Freddie were like peanut butter and jelly. You never saw one without the other. This was their first time on one of our camping trips. Wingnut was my next door neighbor. I didn't know much about Freddie. He had messy red hair and less than 1,000,000 freckles. From the look on his clothes, I'd say he'd recently been attacked by a mud puddle. Oh, that's funny. He must be really dirty. Mr. Hitchcock stirred the fire with a log stick. He shifted uncomfortably in his seat. We sat gathered around the warm flames, waiting. "I shouldn't have said anything," he muttered, scolding himself. "I don't want to scare you kids." A chorus of voices went up. "It's okay, we won't get scared. Besides, we like getting scared." I noticed Jasper Nguyen's face turning white. He didn't say a word. Sally Ann nodded enthusiastically. "Scare us," she demanded. Mr. Hitchcock sighed. "Well, maybe I should tell you, but only for your own safety." Everyone sat perfectly still, hardly breathing. "Ooh," an owl hooted in the distant tree. Mr. Hitchcock gazed into the night sky. A full moon gazed back. He sighed. It began a few years ago," he said. "It was a misty night like tonight, full of shadows and dark gloom." Mr. Hitchcock continued. "It's on a full moon like tonight, you know, when the creatures crawl out of the lake. He slips into the darkness and prowls around." So there's all the kids roasting marshmallows, listening to the story. That looks like fun, doesn't it? Oh, that's the end. Why do you think the author stopped the chapter like that? He probably wants his reader to want to keep going, which we probably do, right? Because we want to hear the what? We want to hear the scary story. We'll have to wait till tomorrow. That's funny. This is called Sweet Dreams. Probably because right after he tells the scary story, he's like, all right, guys, time for bed. Sweet dreams. All right, looking forward to reading that tomorrow.